Internet of Things devices, when you hear that, what comes to mind? I mean, before we went on a break, I did break it down that there are devices connected to the internet. But I mean, DK Cyber is here to help us with Internet of Things devices.
Looking at IoT, Internet of Things. So basically, we're looking at devices that now communicate, send data in between them. They're able to connect to the internet. Now, guess what? Now we have what we call camera. That some are connected to the internet, so I can sit here and watch what is happening in my home. So how is that device able to communicate on the internet? Guess what? Now we have something like smart wears, like a watch,
like mine,
that can even determine your blood pressure.
That's true.
Have you thought of that? Like a glass that are smart, that it can really spy on people, has a camera that can send a signal to somebody. We are now moving into the world where we call something smart city, where we have traffic light that can detect the congestion, then it just starts operating by itself when you go to the advanced world. So the traffic management. So you don't, it is not a static traffic system that 30 seconds be on red and go to green. It checks the traffic congestion, then it opens the way. And when you go to the health sector, devices that are communicating over the internet. Now, when you come to technology, agriculture, we have now devices that can detect the soil moisture, detect to know what kind of crops that could do good here. And then when you come into even the educational sectors, now we have Hey Siri and all those devices that we can communicate with them, connect to the internet. Now, some of the lights are IoT. Some of the light has internet. That means that it has MAC addresses, it have an IP addresses. So if hackers are able to intercept into these devices, then wherever the light shines, they are able to see. So this is the world where we've got into, where people are buying such devices. We are buying smart wears. Some of them, it could be a bracelet, it's spying, it could be a watch, doing all sort of things for you. So we categorize all these under the physical network devices, right, that has connect to each other, communicate data passes through them. We classify all that as an IoT. And one of its basic drive is the internet. So sometimes if you look at these DVRs or NVRs that they are using, most of them are basic default. Right, and the customers to use the default logins, default details, and then it's vulnerable. So if you go to platforms like Shodan.io, that's where it talks about the vulnerabilities on Internet of Things. So I could look at your camera name and go and look for a vulnerability on Shodan.io, and I use that to hack into it. Now the problem here is that you have bought the camera expensively. You are using it to check what is happening in your home. Some are even using them in cars, able to track their spouses, their movement. All those are other privacy concerns that we may address later on. Now, so we're looking at these devices connected, helping you to spy or kind of check what is happening. But have you thought of that? A hacker can also get access to the same camera, and then what you see in your privacy, the hacker too sees that. The lights that we use. So sometimes you go to hotel rooms, and some of these devices are there. Even this thing would even baffle your mind. Even socket switches that we use, we charge our mobile phones. Most of these things have IoT. They are IoT devices. They are communicating. And anything that's IoT, that means that it has the capability, the ability to send data.
Very worrying.
The first part is the policies, the regulations around the importation of these devices. Some countries, it's not all devices that can be sold or can go to their country. But here, some parts of the African countries where some of these regulations, and it's because it's now coming. So they are now developing those regulations, and the another factor is even how to enforce these regulations. Now you see, so one of them boils down to regulations. So if you are able to regulate the use of these devices, it helps. Because then we are able to know the type of devices we are bringing. Now, you see, the problem I have here, it is not even you, the user. It is not about somebody spying. I'm talking about high issues like cyber warfare, countries over countries. Chinese are developing these devices and sending them to Ghana. Do we know who is watching our homes? Now, our fridge are talking to us. Our televisions are talking to us.
Even our
phones are talking to us. Now, do we know the developers who developed that these devices are being dashed to government institutions? No audit are done on it. No forensic penetration tests are done on these devices. And we install them on all various points. And then it's not about local attacks. That's our micro. Let's look at the macro.
The macro.
Where these government organizations from elsewhere, Western worlds, are able to know what we do in our country. Regulations. Not even you are going to sleep. When they are not in use.
They are not in use. Put them off.
Exactly. You see, when you are coming, when I didn't want to go there, we have one thing we call the botnet attack. That they compromise a lot of devices and use it to attack something. You remember 2016, the general election, we said it was hacked, the website went down, was through what we call the DDoS attack, distributed denial of service attack. That sent a lot of traffic onto this network. Now, so we look at these devices, hackers are able to hack into them, then use them against you to attack some systems that you have no idea about. So when they are not in operation, then it's not able to become accessible. If it's on, that is when they are able to use it.
Yes.
So if even your Bluetooth, your Wi-Fi, you see those devices use infrared, especially your TV remote and these things, put them to off when they are not in use, right? And then please, the important thing here is that let's find security mechanisms. You can go online and research how to protect this device I have. There are a lot of materials that will help you. There are a lot of practices that will help you. We are here to open your mind to see that these things can be hacked.